How y'all doing? Today we're going to talk about 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 33. So in verse 33, we know that Saul is king, right? And then there's Agag, and then there's Samuel, who's the prophet. God told Saul, you have to take Agag out. Agag has left too many mothers motherless with his treachery, with the bad things that he's done. So he must go. Saul was more concerned with what the people would think. He thought, no, I can't do this. What will the people think? I want the people to be with me. And so he went against God's orders. But he's not realizing God is the one that put him there. God is the one that put him in the position of king. He strayed away from what God was trying to tell him to do. And see, the key here that we can learn is that by doing what God told us to do, that's who we're trying to please, not the people. The people are going to come. God is going to have everybody in line. So we can't people please. We need to do what God is telling us to do. And so he didn't want to do it. So then in comes Samuel. Samuel says, I'll take care of it. Samuel talked to him first. Let's talk about this. Why did you do that? Why didn't you follow God's orders? And he says, he has all these excuses. I'm a sinner, I'm this, I'm that. But he knew the words that were coming out of Saul's mouth, he wasn't speaking from the heart. Saul was still a man after the people's heart. He was not worried about what God was asking him to do. And so then Samuel took care of Agag. He went ahead and did what God wanted Saul to do. And then that's when God said, Samuel, it's time to find us a new king. And that's when David came along. And Samuel had to go find David. But in the beginning, Samuel didn't want to do it because he knew that if Saul found out that he was trying to find somebody to replace him, he would kill him. And he told God, he will kill me. And God said, I got you. Just do what you were told to do. And Samuel did. But that's just a lesson. Do what God is calling you to do. Do what God is calling you to do. And so many times that we could stray because of public opinion, because of what others want us to do. But the thing is, God is the only one we should strive at pleasing. If we're pleasing God, everything else falls into place. It's when we stray and we get into our own ego and we think that we're in this position, we could do these things, we are responsible for what's happening in our life. No, that is God. God put you in that position. So for you to go against God and forsake him and think that you're responsible, sometimes God will show you better than he can tell you. And that's what he did with Saul. Because God's spirit left him. The Holy Spirit left Saul. And then he was left with an evil spirit that took over. He no longer had God's protection. And just like that. So we just got to realize, yes, people may want you to go against what God is telling you to do. But stay the course. Stay the course. It may seem like I'll lose everybody. I'll lose my following. I'll lose this. I'll lose that. But I'm here to tell you, God will bring your followers. God is responsible. Not you. Not you. You may think that it's It's your gifts that are getting you. Yeah, you're doing part of the work, but God is the one that's bringing the people in. You got to realize how powerful God is. When we make that mistake, it's thinking that we're responsible for our success. You ever seen people that rise quick and then they fall even faster? They forget who put them there, who gave them that abundance. You know, once we get there, that's something we can learn from Saul, is once we get there in a position that God has put us in, and this may be a position that we've always wanted, then we forget where we came from. We forget who put us there. We start to go against God. So I want you guys, learn from Saul. Learn from Saul. Okay, remember that's Samuel, 1 Samuel, chapter 15, verse 33. Because you see, God wasn't playing. And that's when it all started, where God said, we're going to replace him. We're going to replace him. And he replaced him with David. With David. So I want you guys to have a good day. And remember, stay the course. No matter what anybody says. Know who God is calling you to be. Be comfortable in it. And when you feel like swaying, or you're not understanding, or you're feeling weak in those moments, that's when we call on God to strengthen us. We call on God to strengthen our hearts, strengthen our minds, and know that you will be fine. Good day, good people.